term damage.
I think what we also may have seen there is that, like, if you're playing against a player who's like far more reputable than you and you're winning, some players start to just be like, oh my god, I'm beating X. And then you start to get very nervous.
Yep.
Which looked like it happened, because Boombox is very, very solid on a lot of his timings at the beginning of the game, but he slacked a lot on the Fleet Beacon timing, he slacked a lot on the +3 upgrades timing, and he seemed a little indecisive as to whether or not he wanted to all-in on 2 bases, because he cut worker production for quite a long time. But, I mean, overall, we saw that he has some exceptional PvP play, and thus far, we're still waiting to see just what's going to come out of these two guys this time around. Boombox looking like he wants to be going for the familiar build. He's going for the exact same build thus far. It would be kind of weird to see him go DTs again, though.
The DTs in Game 1, though, were quite interesting because he didn't make a proxy pylon. He didn't really massively commit to them. Harstem being a lot more proactive in his scouting. Boombox as well, just being very active, getting a good look at what their opponent's doing, and Harstem actually getting the much quicker Twilight counter down, whereas Boombox opting for that Stargate.
And I like this play out of Boombox as well, the Stargate. You can do some really good damage with an Oracle, or you can go straight into Phoenixes if you so desire. Alternatively, there was a build for a while where you would just get Void Rays, but I don't think we're going to see that. That's just not very good nowadays.
Phoenix as well is a really risky build. DT expands were just so ridiculously common that going Phoenix first without an Oracle is just crazy. And indeed, Harstem is actually going to go for a DT expand here. So, if you go Phoenix first, yes, you've got better mid-game utility from those Phoenix and long-term harassment, but you lack the detection. So I'm really happy to see the Boombox is going for the Oracle. And to be honest, I'd be perfectly happy if he goes Phoenix off the back of this.
Yeah, I assume he probably will. We'll have to see if he makes a second Oracle or not. Sometimes you will see people do that, but we're going to just have to see what he does opt to do, because a lot of this is going to come down to how much damage can the Oracle do. That's one thing, but the more important thing is, does the Oracle identify that there's going to be DTs on the way? Because if he identifies that, he can make a second Oracle, he can bring this Oracle home, he can do kind of whatever the hell he wants. And from this, the Oracle is going to move around. Is he going to see that proxy pylon? Actually, nah, he shouldn't. Nah, he won't.
If this Oracle's on the other side of the map, and these sentries are... Oh, actually, no, never mind. Stalkers are walled off.
Yeah.
So, this is a really smart thing to do, which I like looking at things that pro players do that any gamer can incorporate into their own play to make them better. And this is one of them. Put these Stalkers on the whole position on the ramp, walling it off. It means that even though you don't have detection nearby because your Oracle's busy racking up a single probe kill, as Boomboxes is at the moment, you're not going to die to DTs. They just can't get in. One swipe, notice them, force field. You're safe.
Yeah. Protosses have gotten really good at dealing with DTs and stuff like this. Just really cute positioning. And here we do see the first DT coming in for Harstem. And he sees the expansion timing. And it looks like he's actually just going to hold position that DT behind the mineral line. Well, that could actually be very juicy here, as a lot of probes are moving on down. Harstem opting to just leave him there for a while. Just letting him chill. Oracle's still alive. Has racked up a second kill.
But that's not enough. 2 kills on an Oracle.
It's not really enough to make it worth it. But his expand is earlier than a DT expand, so he got a pretty fast expand for an Oracle build.
The general consensus, I think, with an Oracle is you want to be getting at least 6, ideally 8 worker kills with that Oracle.
Yeah, but it's usually like, if you keep the Oracle alive, it's okay, because the Oracle still has the potential to do damage. But for now, thus far, Boombox hasn't done as much as he would like. But again, he's starting the +1 upgrade significantly earlier than Harstem.
Yep. The Oracle, not going to be in vision for detection. DT managed to rack up 4 kills, so already Harstem doubling the number of worker kills of his opponent. But that only levels out the worker count. Boombox really been hitting those production cycles right on the money.
And we actually have a cannon coming down in the main as well. So Boombox himself went for DT drop play in the last game, saying, you can't use my tricks against me. Harstem's going to try. He's coming on in here with this Warp Prism with the DT in it. But, you know, the cannon's going to be done, and the DT should not be able to do too much in the main.
The Oracle goes down as well, only racking up 2 additional kills. So 4 kills on that Oracle before it dies. Probably not a worthwhile investment from Boombox. Mothership Core hits off a quick Photon overcharge, preventing that DT from doing too much, yet it escapes, thanks to the wonderful magic that is a Warp Prism.
And now, we do actually see that the game is going to normalize a little bit. Not too much aggression coming out, most likely. We do have the Twilight Council starting on up here for Boombox. But the important thing to note is that if Boombox stays on his upgrades and continues getting them like right when they finish, he's going to be so far ahead in his upgrades. +1's almost done, and it's just starting for Harstem right now. So that is a huge, huge, huge deal in PvP.
Twilight Council also on its way down for Boombox at the moment. He's adding in a couple more gateways. Scout, though, very early. That robotic space seen by Boombox. Pretty much critical that he sees that coming.
And yes, he will be able to identify that there is going to be a Colossus transition coming on out. Now, Boombox is adding on a couple more gateways here from before, so going to be adding up to a total of 4. Not bad for him. That's a nice bit of production. I'm actually kind of surprised that he's only been on 2 gateways this whole time, but he's going to be changing that just about now. Continuing with the Immortal-based play and going into the Templar Archives. So once again, we're going to be seeing Zealot Immortal Archon against Colossus-based play.
And it is a bit unorthodox, and I'm surprised that Boombox is doing that when it really wasn't successful in Game 1, and he's already seen the Robotics Bay there. And note that the Templar Archives was started after the Robotics Bay was scouted, so it was an informed decision by Boombox to go for that, as opposed to just chucking down the Robotics Bay, which he easily could have done.
It looks like it's probably just his preferred playstyle. He may be more comfortable with it, but what I would like to see is I would like to see him add on that Stargate and the eventual Fleet Beacon a little bit faster than he did last.
But he's already got the Stargate.
That's true. Very true.
So he opened up with that. It gives him that quicker transition. And he either needs to get those Tempests out, or he needs to look to end the game quick. And you can actually do that. An Immortal Archon build is going to be a lot stronger in the mid-game than the Colossus style. Because with only 1, maybe 2 Colossi on the map, those Immortals really will reign supreme. Once that Colossus count starts getting to 3 or 4, suddenly the power shifts the other way.
And with no third base coming up here, it looks like Boombox may actually opt to be aggressive here, but it's in fact Harstem that's moving across the map with the army. This is kind of interesting. With only 1 Colossus in the army, no thermal lance stun, still a good 50 seconds away. Harstem looking very, very confident. There's only 3 Immortals in this composition, but there's also 3 Archons, some big heavy-hitting units. And this is going to be an interesting fight. This army doesn't look that scary from Harstem, though.
He doesn't want to fight. He wants to keep Boombox defending. Because of the third base that Harstem has coming out, he sees that his opponent doesn't have a third. He may just mass recall. What a call.
He's going to have to, yeah.
Straight back, and he's actually done everything that he wants, which is keep Boombox back at home when he was on 1 less base, keeping him defending, and if Boombox is defending, he's not applying pressure. That gives Harstem ample opportunity to secure his third.
And, well, meanwhile, that is going to amount to a gigantic lead in the timing of that third base, because there's still no third base going down for Boombox. Looks like he still wants to go for the 2-base push here, but he's also losing his window of +2. There's only about 1 minute left of +2, and with Chrono Boost, that'll be finished up in about 40 seconds here for Harstem. Boombox is opting to move across the map. He does have a War Prism actually over here, trying to get a little bit of damage down to the drop, but that's not going to be too effective. Here comes the main army, though. Is he going to go for the third, just try to cancel that, or is he going to go straight for the Jugular? I would hope that he goes for the Jugular here.
He's got to. Boombox cannot outlast Harstem. He's only on 2 bases, which in itself is not good for a long-term game, but his tech also doesn't let him easily go long-term. But look at the army supply. Boombox 92 to 74. That's a big lead for the FM player. And as long as these Colossi don't do devastating amounts of damage, he should take this trade and possibly the game.
The 4th Colossus is almost out, but it's not with the army just yet. Here comes the engagement. The force field's not going to be all too effective as there are massive units on either side. Boombox trying to get as much damage as he can, but the Superior Concave here for Harstem looks like it may be enough to reign supreme. A nice warp-in cycle here with that War Prism, but good focus fire on the low-health Zealots as they're warping on in. Harstem still with a pretty heavy supply lead, but a lot of that's in workers. Boombox trying to force its way through, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough here. The army is plummeting once again. Harstem looking like he may have what it takes to take the 2-0 win here. Is it going to be enough? GG good luck is called, and Boombox is going to have to tap out of that game.
And that 2-0 lead, or 2-0 game and series for Harstem, means that he is in a very nice position to advance top of his group. And we've said it multiple times tonight. The reason that is so important is because you get a better seed tomorrow. And if you get through the quarterfinals tomorrow, you're guaranteed some prize money. that's it for our first session tonight. We're going to be going to a short break now, but we'll be returning in roughly an hour's time. Nearly exactly, actually, where we're going to be seeing Jamesykins v Randy. Stay tuned.